We are coming off of a bright, heart-forward full moon in Leo on February 1st. This is a lunation that ponders one core question. Where have you been dimming your own light to keep the peace? This full moon is less about drama and more about honesty. It reveals what's real in your self-expression, your creativity, your courage, and your willingness to be seen. When a full moon lands in Leo, it doesn't whisper, it illuminates. And the week that follows is about integrating what you see, not running from it. At the same time, there's an unmistakable emphasis on Aquarius energy in the sky this week. The sun is in Aquarius with Mercury, Venus, and Mars also moving through Aquarius in early February. Now, this creates a kind of electrical field, future-focused, idea-rich, system-aware, and sometimes emotionally detached. Translation: your mind can run fast, your insight can be sharp, and you may feel a strong urge to break patterns, reinvent the rules, or make a clean cut. The medicine is to keep your heart online when your mind upgrades. Let's name the big theme for February 1st through the 7th. That would be integration of courage. This is Leo energy with the clarity of Aquarius. The full moon says, be real. The Aquarius emphasis says, be free. Together, they ask, can you be real without needing approval? Can you be free without becoming cold? Can you speak your truth without making it a war? This is the alchemy of the week, authenticity with attitude. Here's the technical backbone so you feel grounded. February 1st opens with the sun in mid-Aquarius and Mercury, Venus, and Mars also in Aquarius, creating a cluster of conjunction energy. Ideas, love, desire, and willpower all running through one archetype. Jupiter continues retrograde in Cancer, pulling us back toward emotional truth, home, family patterning, and what safety really means to us. Saturn is late Pisces, which is like the final exam of a long spiritual chapter. Now Uranus is in late Taurus, preparing to shift direction. Neptune has just entered Aries, marking the beginning of a new era of vision and action. Pluto is in early Aquarius, deepening the collective transformation around technology, community, and the future. Yes, it is a lot. And yes, you are built for it. Aquarius conjunctions can feel like I need to see the whole map. They can also feel like I'm thinking my feelings instead of feeling my feelings. If you notice yourself getting overly cerebral, snapping into solutions, or trying to fix emotions rather than hold them, please pause. Put your hand on your chest. Take one full breath and ask yourself, what is the feeling under the thought? That is the biggest question you're going to be asking yourself this week. This week rewards emotional honesty that does not spiral into reactivity. Now, February 1st itself carries that Leo-Aquarius polarity strongly. Heart versus mind, personal truth versus collective pressure. If you feel a wave of, I need to change everything right now, please remember, full moon revelations are real, but decisions don't need to be impulsive. Do not act on urgency right now. It is lying to you. The action item is simple. Write down what was revealed on this full moon or around this full moon within 3 days of it. Now name that truth. Give it 48 hours to settle into your body before you burn bridges or announce a revolution. With so much Aquarius, relationships can be a focus. But Aquarius asks for freedom, space, and integrity. Venus in Aquarius wants love to be honest, equal, and future-facing. It is less interested in possessiveness and more interested in alignment. This is a week for relationship upgrades, clear boundaries, more truthful conversations, more truthful than you have ever had. It will be pouring out of you. Trust that. It needs to be said out loud. And choosing connection that supports your growth rather than your stagnation, no matter how painful. Mars in Aquarius adds a particular flavor. It fights for principles, for vision, for future. Now, Mars is here and it is brave, but it can also become stubborn or performative, arguing for the sake of being right, for fun. If you are feeling argumentative, the remedy is to ask, am I trying to be understood or am I trying to win? This week, you anchor the higher timeline by choosing understanding over domination. Jupiter in Cancer is the emotional counterweight. While your mind reaches for the future, Jupiter asks you to revisit the past, not to get stuck there, but to reclaim safety and emotional nourishment from the inside out. This is an action item for you. Do one small home and heart task this week. Cook something comforting. Clean one corner. Call someone safe. Tend your inner child. Your future stabilizes when your nervous system feels held and recognized. Saturn, late Pisces, is the quiet teacher. Pisces is the ocean, sensitivity, compassion, spirit, endings, surrender, psychic ability. Saturn is the boundary, structure, responsibility, reality. Late Pisces, and this will be the last late Pisces in Saturn that we get in our lifetime, it says, no more spiritual fog, no more pretending. You must build a real container for your sensitivity. Action item. Protect your energy with simple structure. Sleep, hydration, routine, fewer inputs, clearer commitments. Neptune, newly in Aries, is a huge backdrop and it is affecting everything. It is subtle, day to day, but you can feel it. Dreams wanting to become action, getting ahead of yourself. Spirituality wanting to become embodied courage. Pisces Neptune was about dissolving. Aries Neptune begins a cycle about initiating. This week, you might feel a yearning to take your ideals seriously, not as aesthetic, but as direction. This is an action item. Choose one principle you want to live by, one above all, and take one small action toward that. Prove it to yourself. Pluto in early Aquarius is the deep undertow under the Aquarius cluster. Pluto doesn't do shallow change. It does truth, power, and transformation. We are talking about the death and rebirth process in a metaphorical way. In Aquarius, Pluto is transforming systems, communities, tech, and collective identity. Personally, it can feel like I can't unsee what I just saw. Don't numb yourself. Integrate. Choose one area where you're ready to be more honest, and this starts with yourself first. February 2nd to 3rd brings a notable pivot. Uranus stations direct in Taurus on February 3rd. Uranus is the wake-up call of all wake-up calls. This might feel like a jolt to some of you. Taurus is value, money, the body, stability, the earth. When Uranus turns direct, momentum returns. The things that felt stuck before, they begin to move. This is especially connected to self-worth, finances, and what you are willing to tolerate. Action item. Notice what feels outdated in your stability story. What are you clinging on to for safety? What is the thing that is actually draining you? Uranus direct can feel like sudden clarity. I can't live like this anymore. It can also feel like restlessness in the body. Taurus is somatic, so do not try to process Uranus with your mind alone. You've got to move, you've got to walk, stretch, shake out your arms, let your body discharge the electricity so you don't make reckless choices out of pent-up energy. This is a very good time to get your feet on the ground. This week is rich for breakthroughs, but not all breakthroughs are loud. Some are quiet internal decisions. I am done abandoning myself. Those are the ones that change the timeline. And with Uranus and Taurus turning direct, your breakthroughs are likely to be about value, pricing your work properly, choosing better environments, honoring your needs and your limitations, letting your body be the compass. February 4th to 5th continues the Aquarius emphasis, but you may feel a tension between innovation and exhaustion. The mind can sprint, but the body has limits. If you feel wired but tired, that's a sign you need to ground more. I know that we are all tired of hearing this, but it is a real thing. Give that excess energy to the earth. She will alchemize it for you. Action item. Reduce your stimulation. Lower screen time. Add an earthly ritual of some kind, tea, bath, music, cooking, a blanket, a candle. Coherence is a lifestyle, not a concept. Now let's talk aspects, because you can feel them even if you don't memorize the math. Conjunctions, which means planets together, intensify. They merge themes and create urgency. Sextiles, 60%, offer opportunities, gentle doors opening. Squares, 90%, create friction, pressure. That demands growth. Trines, 120%, bring flow, natural ease. Sometimes too much for comfort. Quincunxes, 150 degrees, require adjustment. Something just quite does not fit, so you must recalibrate. The Aquarius conjunction energy this week is powerful for writing, planning, speaking your truth, networking, launching a project, updating your brand, and making a clean, strategic decision. If you've been waiting for mental clarity, this week can deliver it. Action item: choose one future-facing move. Send that email, outline the plan, organize the system. Aquarius loves systems that free you. The shadow of Aquarius conjunctions is emotionally bypassing through the intellect. You might notice being logical when you're actually hurt, turning everything into a concept, or disconnecting as a form of self-protection. This week's higher path is to be emotionally honest without being emotionally flooded. Your action item is that when you feel activated, ask yourself, what do I need right now, before you ask, what do I think I need right now? Get it? February 6th is a threshold day. Mercury moves into Pisces around this time, shifting communication from crisp and conceptual to intuitive and feeling-based. Mercury in Aquarius is brilliant, if not detached, and it's very fast. Mercury in Pisces is poetic, porous, symbolic. As Mercury shifts, slow your speech just a little. Listen for subtext. Journal your dreams. Let intuition guide your words. Mercury in Pisces is wonderful for meditation, music, art, spiritual practice, compassion, forgiveness work, and saying what you mean with softness. It is also a time when boundaries in communication can blur. I want you to double check the details. Don't assume. If something matters, write it down. Post-its are your friend. Clarity is kindness, especially when the mind becomes more oceanic. When you're creating content this week, when you are putting your ideas out into the world, whatever they may be, the sweet spot is Aquarius structure with Pisces soul. Make the plan, which is Aquarian, and then speak from the heart, which is Piscean. The people around you can feel coherence. They can feel when you're aligned. And when you bring tenderness to your structure, people will trust you more. This week also carries a subtle invitation into forgiveness, not as a spiritual performance, but as a nervous system release. With Jupiter retrograde in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces, old emotional residues can rise. Action item: forgive, but in layers. You don't have to force it. It doesn't have to be all at once. You are doing this for you above all else. This is how sickness starts in the body. We must let go. If you can't let go for them, let go for yourself. You forgive for yourself. You can begin with, I am willing to be willing. That alone starts the release. In practical terms, here's how you anchor the new timeline between February 1st and the 7th. You choose one courageous truth, the Leo full moon, one freeing system, Aquarius, one grounding ritual, Taurus, and one softening practice, Pisces. Those are the big four this week. That's the recipe. Courage, clarity, embodiment, compassion. Do not overcomplicate it. Choose small actions and match those four pillars. A powerful move this week is to audit your inputs. Aquarius can ingest too much information at the same time. Pisces can absorb emotional noise. Curate what you want to consume. If it spikes your fear, limit it. If it nourishes your hope and steadiness, keep it. This is not avoidance. It is conscious stewardship of your inner field. Your inner field creates your outer field. If relationships feel shakier this week, remember honesty is stabilization. Venus in Aquarius prefers truth to drama. Speak everything plainly. This is what I need. This is what I can offer. This is what I am no longer available for. The more direct you are, the more quickly the right connections align. If your work or career feels like it's shifting, that is not random. Aquarius energy upgrades your mission. Uranus direct upgrades your value. Jupiter retrograde upgrades your emotional foundation. Make one practical change that supports your future self. Raise a rate, set a boundary, simplify a workflow, or choose a more sustainable schedule. This is a week for inner leadership, not loud leadership, coherent leadership. The kind where you stop outsourcing your intuition. Once per day, ask yourself one question and answer it honestly. No BS. What would the aligned version of me do today? Then do one tiny piece of that. Tiny aligned actions compound into timeline shifts. Another way that you can look at this is, if my life were a movie, what would the audience be screaming at the screen for me to do? The next right thing. The next thing that is in my highest alignment. You know what the answer to that is. Now, coming off of the full moon this week, you may feel called to be seen. This is Leo after all. But being seen doesn't always mean being public. Sometimes it means being honest with yourself. It means that you get to reclaim one part of you that you've been hiding. Your creativity, your sensitivity, your sensuality, your ambition, your passion, your courage, your tenderness. Let it exist without apology. Finally, the HeartStar reminder for the week. The world will always offer noise. You offer coherence. Stabilize your energy field. It is the most powerful thing that you can do this week and in your life. The world will offer urgency. You offer alignment. The world will offer fear. You offer love. And not the love that denies reality, but the love that meets reality without collapsing. Hold the line, sweet one. February 1st to the 7th is not asking you to do everything. It is asking you simply to become more consistent with what you already know to be true.